finally. So, all right, rings. This is oh yeah, escape the mind control. Yeah, right. Well, for some, yes. Lost Earth, Lost Society. I don't know. Let me use the rabbit for a thumbnail for now. I might use that for a while. Brought the rabbit back finally in a different form. Used it in other venues. I might do more alien rabbit or something like that. Technically, that is an alien rabbit. Yeah, just yeah. Anyway, of course, you know the was it New Age stuff, the SSP. Well, New Age is gross, at least to some level. I guess it all depends. And then it turns into mind control. It can start out with good intentions. It just swings into mind control. SSP stuff's a lot of mind control. It's all brainwashing. A good part. I mean, does it really pertain to you here? You could turn into like a mental cyst or mental maggot. Archon energy. I'm still learning how the Archon beings operate. How like one, not myself, but some might sell themselves out to that system to get things, but then they don't get anything. They think they're going to get something, but they get nothing. And then their souls get, then they can appear in people's dreams and stuff like that. It doesn't look good. And some of that might be aligned with the traumas. Like they're not strong enough to handle this reality, so they sell themselves out thinking they might get something. Ended up being worse. Ended up building more karma for themselves. And then you end up as an amoeba. I don't know what that looks like. I just feel like it ain't looking good. Then there's nothing left of you. Some things I'm still trying to figure out. Well, it's little by little, but parents can sell themselves out, kids can sell themselves out. I can say sell themselves out to the Matrix, let's put it that way. And then the Matrix does what they want want with them. No surprise there. And Fritzy's here, she's never here. I'm not gonna pick her up, she'll kill me. She's never here, she's always sleeping. That's what Queen of Sheba does. So she's doing some kind of energy work here. And I'm tired too, so this is only gonna go for so long. So it's one, so breaking out of the mind control, like in the spiritual groups, of course there's a growth thing, was also they get pulled into the spiritual groups just thinking like, oh, what can go wrong? It should be okay, right? Until it's not. We get pulled into their mind control, their stories, or whatever it is. And, once again, it is a growth thing. It can go on forever, but, do what you gotta do, right? All these different agendas are out there, too, to get your attention, let's put it that way. And the idea is to cut those cords. Easier said than done. Cut those cords and connecting more to yourself, and that's not to say that ships are going to land, but you get more aligned with your own energy. You're not part of these other agendas, and you're not fueling it, let's put it that way. Of course, you have empty NPCs that are going to fuel it no matter what, because that's part of the agenda. They're designed and built to sold themselves out. Yuck. And so if you sell yourself out, can you get your energy back? Yeah, it depends. I think he can. He can break that contract, but welcome to dullness and nothing working out for. Because I think there's repercussions for that. Because it's kind of like selling yourself out energetically to like an archon energy or anything. It's kind of like a gateway drug. So it just and it's murky. But once again, yeah, they can, or the Matrix or the Archon beings develop NPCs or whatever, fractals of other people, whatever it is. Yeah, that's why they call it a galactic war, and put them into empty vessels so they can, they're kind of like bots, but they're people, like mindless souls, and just use it for agendas. Yeah, I'm getting more of the understanding of how. So I guess those that are broken here, you can say try to escape reality. So I'm going by this as I'm tapping into it basically. Yeah, so those that like life is too much for them. They made all these horrible decisions and out of their own stupidity, whatever, their own ego, and now they want out of their Earth contract. Let's put it that way. It's one way of looking at it, and so like connected to an Archon being. Let's just use that for example. You can do it with a reptilian being. I think you can do it with any being, but you do it with the Archon beings and try to maybe get something out of it, but also get yourself out of here. Or speed things up or something. It's like, can you get out of your Earthkin contract? Well, the Archon beings might say you can. Oh yeah, of course we'll get you out of this place, no point. And then you don't, and you get more screwed over. And you become more part of their system. The more you sell out. Like you sell out a little bit, and you sell out a little bit more, and more, and then you're like, fuck. And then so they can use your imprint. Like Britney Spears has some of that. Britney Spears has always been kind of a weird one, because I always feel like her energy got, I guess it all depends, a wider story of that. It feels like her energy was stolen, and that can't happen. From another reality and used here, but that might be also her darkness where she allowed the sacrifice to occur. I feel like she was sacrificed to another reality, which makes sense, but still might be on her. That's her deal. It's like she let it happen or whatever. It's not clear. That's not clear. But I feel like there was, that was a Britney Spears video. But there's a lot of MK Ultra shit going on. It's controlling the kids and all that. At least it used to. I guess it still does. It created a template and all that. How to live and all that. So someone to look up to, right? Something to be a train wreck to, parasailing to at some level. Britney Spears is more of the mind controlled. Because she's just popular, so it's sacrifice in some other reality, say Archon reality, and I mean her own darkness kind of put her in that position to begin with, and that's one way to explore, right? I feel exploration. She's just kind of curious, and then it kind of went too far, as we see here. So it's kind of like hanging out with the bad people, the bad dudes. And now you're a superstar in this reality, and your whole world is falling apart. Something like that. Yeah, it's like hanging out with the edgy beings, whoever they are, Archon beings, whatever. And it just gets out of hand. End up on Earth, and you think things are going to work out, riches and all that, and it all backfires, and you spend the rest of life going completely mad. Something like that. So, I mean, that's the energy of think there's some solid frequencies there, obviously, right? Due to all, I'm just looking at it from different perspectives. But at least that's one way of looking at it. You can go to Justin Timberlake. I'm just going to the pop. It just comes to mind because that was part of the Janet Jackson thing on the Super Bowl, which also inspired YouTube. It always helped because they couldn't find a video of it, so they created and helped bring in YouTube. So go by that. I think they were kind of already coming up with that idea already. But when the whole, I forgot, was it 2004 when that happened? Yeah, something like that. 2003, the Janet Jackson thing and the wardrobe malfunction. And they couldn't find a video of it, so they created YouTube, and here we are. So they go out, the Earth timeline. Take what you can get, right? But Justin Timberlake and that was like a ritual with Janet Jackson and do what it needed to do, and I also get some Isis energy around her too. I think there's a bit of a sacrifice there, but with her, she kind of disappeared. Janet Jackson's not something anybody cares really about, but anyway. And yeah, the Jackson family is pretty much kind of a cursed family anyway. Yeah, there's some solid energies there with that. Yeah, just another way of energy hijacking, but still they wanted power and things like that, and wanted to sing, and everything kind of falls apart. There's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that. I think it does go to like a Illuminati energy, but not necessarily the negative. The negative might have came in and started altering the timeline and everything, and making things really awful. But yeah. Besides that, Michael Jackson was always kind of a weirdo, so whatever. We're not going there. we don't need to go into that. So yeah, the idea is it's well, like I said, in the spiritual community, there's a lot of mind control, as you can see. And that's once again a growth situation, but cutting out of that, pulling out of that, and getting your own conclusions, and just being. You don't have to have conclusions about anything. I mean, you have some points of view, but you don't have to know everything. Because some of these some of these spiritual alien groups, you want to know all about the aliens. It was like just pounding you with all this useless, just meaningless information. It's like at the end of the day, you can't prove any of it. Like that SSP stuff, what's happening on the moon. It's like, unless it's like something in your energy field that's like you just know something, who cares? Who gives a shit? I mean, maybe something nice has happened, but what pertains to you right now? What's important? You need to connect to the clone timelines, which there are many of those, and obviously sacred timelines. They don't want us to see the whole story, NPC stuff, and all that. Anyway, yeah, but like I say, clearing all this stuff out, that's for so. Yeah, it just helps you connect more to the alien beings. Of course, nothing's happening. That's why I'm getting into that. It's like, so you kind of, I wouldn't say you're waiting for the collective to do it. I mean, there are timelines that have to, we have to get to certain timelines to occur. But it's also seeing the free will that's going on, like with the whole Russia thing. That doesn't look like that's going to go anywhere, but who knows? Yeah, here you go. Here's some free land. Yeah, right. That's not going to happen. But I doubt they're going to stop the war, but we'll see. That's where, it's unknown right now. Probably not, but who knows? Yeah. But like the alien energies, some systems obviously have to break down. Not saying what. It's not the government. It's more like society systems. Society is so brainwashed once again, and those that are breaking free of the brainwashing, at least in the spiritual community, that's not help. I mean, not everyone's under the mind control, but quite a few are, as you can see. You can see by the numbers. You pull it into all these new age agendas and everything. The hipster agendas, waiting to 2037, 2038 for the golden age, whatever the hell that means. More waiting. Because the idea is to cut through all these agendas for something to occur now. Not to say it will happen now, but we should get more in line with yourself. And yeah, of course, then you see the ugly of society, how disgusting it is, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty shitty. It's of course there's good parts, obviously, but there's so much fucking mind control. It's like an avalanche. It's like a tsunami of mind control here. And you step out of that, and yeah, it's just, it's once again growth. But when it's like kind of like, that's what the movie The Matrix has a lot of, when they have all those plugs in them. Society has that, you can say technically. But you're unplugging from all that, and then not to say you're on a ship eating like dog food. It might feel that way, but luckily it's not that. But but you are outside the system though. And it's not glorious, but of course being in the system, because the majority is in the system. And, it's not that great there either. It's worse being outside of it though. Because, it's hard to get things to happen because you're outside of it now. So, I mean, you can have things happen, but nothing like when you're in it. Not that I was ever in it, because I don't think everything ever worked out, but either way. Even though like this, the YouTube channel, you think like even this alternative way of looking at things would get some attention? Nope. Just fuck off. It's like, damn, dude. It's like, shit. I think my numbers are worse when I started. 10 years doesn't mean shit, apparently. So, anyway. That doesn't matter. But yeah, it just shows. Yeah, I'm like a prime example. It's like you're outside the system and enjoy the FU. So, yeah, it's rough. You just gotta keep going. It's difficult. It's disgusting. But I mean, not that I'm looking for a huge attention, but it's like, holy mother of God. It just shows, and it's the system. It's the people plugged into the system. It's just pushback. So it doesn't have to mean you have to eat porridge unless you're into that. But yeah, it's still kind of isolating. But they just, for those that are breaking out of the mind control systems, you see, at least in the spiritual communities, all the agendas that put. Even one podcast was which triggered me a while back. He just said everyone on the spiritual path has some kind of agenda. It's like, that's such bullshit. That's not true. Unless the agenda is breaking free from the system, but that's not really an agenda. I don't know. It's like, I don't know, soul. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's not agenda. But that's coming from a sold out soul, though. Of course he's going to say that. It's part of the system, though. He put all kinds of nonsense out there. That was the other thing. Like some of these, screwed up, so-called spiritual podcasts that are not. More disinfo. I've already talked about them already. And they scramble the eggs of the brains of people's minds. And so those people come to me, and their brains are already jacked into nonsense. I can't help them. So, sometimes they can to some level, but they're so programmed. To give you another perspective, they're so programmed by the system. Where do you begin? Where do you go? You look for the sensation. Was I someone famous in a past life or some kind of crap? It's like you have to kind of earn that. You have to get more in line with yourself, and does it even matter? Right off the gate, they want to know. And does that even fucking matter? That's part of the mind control system that's here. So yeah, just yeah. So like these screwed up spiritual groups that are out there, just yeah, taking the mind and just making it more confusing. And first was align with themselves. How the hell are you going to do that when your brain is scrambled eggs? So one day, well, first I have to pull away from the disinfo channel, and then you have to like clear out all those all that SSP, whatever the hell it is. And the ones doing all this stuff, they're programming people. Of course, their karmic ties, their karma is building up. Like I got talked about yesterday. It's like a phone book. Phone book of names people that are screwing over. Just it's bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course, I don't think they look. I mean, on a higher level, I guess they don't look at. I don't know if they ever see. I don't know, but it's like the book of names. Yeah, these are the people you screwed over for however long they've done it. Yeah, so can you imagine that? You have to untie all that. Well, who cares? Yeah. So yeah, that's on their plate. So yeah. So what I'm getting at is the whole alien connection, like when or how, or maybe in our lifetime. It's hard to say. I mean, it can happen any time. But it feels like the less programmed, the better. But no, who knows? See how it goes. All right, we'll just leave it at that.